All right, guys, you're at the Trumpet News Channel. I have breaking news here. I had received some intel the other day about our troops being amassed and getting ready to enter into a greater, larger conflict in Syria. Now, this was just some intel rumor that I was kind of looking into, so I decided today to do a little more search on what's happening there in Syria, and look at what I found. This is dated today, the 31st of May, 2017. You can slow down this video if you want or stop it and read. I'm not going to go ahead and read it, but basically what's happening is the Iraq is pretty much controlled by Iran right now, the Shiite Muslims. And, you know, with our whole policy there, it was just a very sad defeat, if you will, under Obama's administration. So now it's controlled pretty much by the Shiite militias of Iraq that are controlled by Iran. And they're trying to make entrance into Syria. Now they've gotten some kind of a foothold, and they broke through a land bridge now to enter into Syria in mass. And from what I understand, there's 30 to 50,000 more highly trained Iranian Revolutionary Guard troops that are coming in. They are very highly trained. They've got great weaponry, and they're going and they're entering into Syria now. What's this mean for Israel, Jordan, and the U.S.? Well, that means that the balance of power is going to be tipped in the direction of the Iranians in Syria, who are backed by Russia. And Russia just sent in some missiles from one of their battleships out there in the sea there, as well as a missile from one of their submarines to try to soften up targets and allow this entrance of the Iranians into the Syrian theater in mass. Now, there's supposedly 80 to 100,000 troops there that are Iranian now that are coming in. This is exactly what I had heard, that there was going to be a big push and a mass of like a ground invasion from the U.S. going into Syria. So we could be seeing something here real soon. If you're looking at this, just take a little gander at this information. Israel does not want Iran, highly trained Iranian troops on their border. I mean, they were Hezbollah is nothing compared to what you would have a very highly trained mechanized army on your border, rather than just, a kind of ragtag group that's being funded and supported by Iran, which would be Hezbollah. This is nothing compared to what this is. Their worst nightmare. Not only is it the loss of Syria to the Russians and to the Iranians, but now it's their very existential. It's an existential threat to Israel. So, not to mention Jordan and our troops. We have troops in there right now. The U.S. has troops in Syria now. Now, this is the rumors that I had heard, is that that we were amassing a ground invasion, like on the par of possibly something like an Iraq in 2000 or in 91, or some other the second Iraqi invasion, that we're going to go in there and we're going to kick some butt. Now, this would be the beginning of a major war that would include the superpowers if this took place. Are we going to turn tail and leave? I don't think so. Now, for all you guys that have been listening to me at any length of time, you'll know that I've talked about these prophecies of Mark Taylor and Kim Clement. Now, Kim Clement in particular talked about these hot wars, these very regional, small, short-lived wars that were very intense, that would take place, that would liberate the West from these forces of oppression that's been taken, that we've kind of been allowed ourselves to become under. That are, I would say this would be one of the hot spots. There was a number of these places that he said would erupt, and I believe that this is one of them. Another place I believe is going to be Iraq. Afghanistan is having some issues as well, and we're supposedly increasing troops there. I read that as well, in Afghanistan here within the last day, 24 hours. So you got Iraq, you got Iran, you got Syria. We've got problems in Yemen. We've got problems in the Sinai between Egypt and Israel. You've got North Korea. Gosh, there's other hot spots too. I mean, you could just list them out there. Ukraine, oh, geez. But this is what he said would happen. Now, you can expect to hear this, I believe, in the news here real soon. So just get ready. This is just a little heads up from Trumpet News. God bless.